Okay, good morning or afternoon, wherever you are. So, let's see, just a recap. I completed everything under work and I've started transportation. I'll be doing that for breakfast today. And I'm going to keep going with a minimum. So, roads, buses, and cars should be completed by the end of the day. If I go and do more, then yay, I'm saving myself time for the future. The more I accomplish today, the less I have to do tomorrow. So that's how I look at it. Helps me try to stay focused, but it's difficult. It's difficult when you're doing mind-numbing stuff and you would rather just be watching something stupid on Netflix or whatever. I completed this ES6. Turns out ES6 is JavaScript version 6. JavaScript version 5 is what the website is mostly done in or whatever, but so I guess it's a pretty old website. So they updated ES6, and this is like the new content in the recent or modern JavaScript. So that's what that is. And I got I don't know. It's like 180 something tasks to finish before getting certification. Although in JavaScript, after doing this, I'm definitely going to have to go back to this because some things I just need to redo and remember or whatever. In particularly recursion. Recursion is the process of recursion is I went online went to like whatever Google search would put up, and basic consensus is to understand recursion. First you have to understand recursion, so it's a funny little loop that they got there, but the recursion is somewhat complicated. It took me a while to realize what I was looking at. Let's go to the basic example. So this is why I even do YouTube and I'm putting up videos, is to try to explain things that were difficult for me so that I can learn. So here's my explanation for recursion. This basic thing, you have function multiply. Am I at the right thing? No, here. This is recursion. This is a for loop. Recursion. So we have the function multiply. We have an array and n. And no. Okay. So an array is like a set of numbers, like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Maybe it's a count. Maybe it's a set of cards, like 2 through ace, like 2 through 10, and then jack, queen, king, ace, like any kind of a set. So that would be like an array of things. So, and n is just a number. The number is kind of an index of where each card in the set is, as an example. So what they're doing here, I'm at the right spot. You have to, you're doing a thing here that makes, here. You're updating the function inside the function and reducing the n by 1. So this is counting down. Eventually it reaches 0, and if it's equal to or less than 0, it returns 1, and the the function ends, it stops. Otherwise it's going to keep going on and on and on. If you flip that around, it'll go on forever, and that would be bad. You end up having to close the program. Hopefully it's not happening still in the computer's memory. Yeah, it could be very bad. Anyway, so what recursion is doing is it's calling the function inside a function. So this function gets called and modified so that it keeps calling itself. When you do this, and n minus 1 now becomes whatever n is 1 less, eventually n counts down to 0, and then you have this to stop it. But this keeps looping. And as it's looping, you have this, because we're multiplying this, to my understanding, this is where I'm confused. This whole loop supposedly finishes before this gets processed, which is kind of confusing, but that's best that I could understand of it. So that it creates an array that lists like playing cards, and then what? This is n minus 1 because okay. So sum n1 0 should equal 0. So let's take 1 and 0. Oh, this is sum over here. Yeah, this is hard. Let me go to the get help, go to the get a hint. I did this a lot, and usually it just gives you the answer and you end up using the answer. You're too stumped, which I did a couple of times. Not afraid to admit that, because I'm going to go back to this. Because the whole point of this thing, no wait, that's that. The whole point of, I'm just gonna go back here. The whole point of getting a certification and going through all this is to actually learn something. I mean, what's the point of having the certificate if you don't know squat about what you just learned? At least you might know where to look it up, but you need to keep it in mind to actually be able to do a job or career or whatever in this field. It has to, you need to know it. Otherwise, why would it be in here? I mean, you might be able to get by without some things, sure, but then you're gonna kind of show your own stupidity or lack of knowledge, or you'll make inefficient code that could be, run faster on a computer or something, or a phone. It's really important. It makes sense to know this stuff, not just power through it. And I think that's why it's like 300 hours. So I should go back to it. I'm not sure when I will. I think I want to power through this, but make notes on things that, like recursion, of what I want to get back to. So recursion. So let's go to the reveal so I could show. So what's going on here is this is recalling that function back in the function. So you are using to loop the function. You are using the function inside of it. You're not doing a do this while that kind of thing. You are recalling the same thing inside itself, kind of like a dragon eating its tail or some other symbol for infinity. This keeps going on forever until this condition is met. So once the first condition, if blank, happens, then return stops it, and there you go. Otherwise, you have a loop, and this is what creates the loop. this adjustment here is what brings it to the 0 so that it stops. If this was just n, then it would keep going over and over and over and over and over and over forever and ever and ever and never until you close the app or program or whatever it is that you're running the script in. This part here, this is where things get confusing, because array number -1, so this like ARR brackets with a 0 in it would be the first place in the array. So here we're gonna copy that back here, back here. Okay, if that's there, past it somewhere. Here. Oh, duh, I already have it in here, so that's right. Yeah, because I did it. It's already there. It didn't leave. Okay. Groovy. I'm gonna change this just so it pops the error. So when I go to run the code, it's telling you, see, these are the things at the bottom that you need to check. Your code needs to do these things. If it's not doing these things, then you have to figure out what you're doing wrong. This is all problem solving. Programming is really just one big game of puzzles. Hope you like puzzles. So what's happening here? This says it should equal 2. This says should equal 9. Why should number equal 2? Why should that equal 9? Well, we are looking at we have an array, this array right here, just 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's what this is making. This is supposed to be -1. I changed it because I wanted the error to pop, so that I could show you. So this is, like I said, this whole thing is just to loop. That's the whole point of it. That's why it exists. Now what we're doing here, because we are summing, we are adding up the function for this. The purpose of this code is to have a total of the number, and if 1 in the array and 0 should equal 0, because see what I mean by confusing? 0 minus 1. 0 in here, 0 is less than or equal to, yes, it's equal to. So it returns a 0, that's why. 1 goes in here, it's greater than 0, so we go here. Array n minus 1 is 0, so then that comes up here, and then that becomes 0, then that comes down here, and we have 0. So that's it counting down. The n over here goes over here. We have array, and that's what R is. we have array, and we have n minus 1. And so we got 1 minus 1 equals 0. We have array 0 in there because n is 1. 1 minus 1 equals 0. When you call array 0, it's the first number because computers count starting with 0, not 1. So the first number is 0 in the array in this list. 2, 3, 4, 5. The first one is 2. So we're adding 2 to this, which I don't understand. This is the part I still don't get. I banged my head against this for like hours, and I still don't get it. I went to websites. I just don't understand what's really going on here. And then over here we have 3. Why is that 9? Oh, because we're adding it to itself. Okay, that's why. So when we have 3 here, there's 3 minus 1, that's just the loop. Ignore that, it doesn't matter. What we're doing is adding this to itself. We're constantly adding it to the return, I think. I don't know. Like I said, I don't fully understand it. But we have an array. We have the n, which is 3 here. Minus 1 is 2, so 0, 1, 2, that's 4. On the countdown, we're now using 3. 4 plus 3 is 7. On the countdown, we're adding 2. 2 plus 7, because 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 9. And that's how we got 9, because this keeps adding itself. Keeps adding itself to itself. So over here, we have n minus 1. I'm not going to go through putting this into something so that I can, because this doesn't tell you anything. It doesn't tell you what's actually coming out. It tells you that it's not coming out what it needs. It tells you this, basically. It doesn't tell you what came out from what you did or why. You have to figure that out. Yeah, so this, same thing, only this is multiplying to itself. So if it's multiplying to itself, if we go with, let's say, n is 1, then it's 1 minus 1, 0, and it's gonna just return 1. But if we have 2 here, because 2 is greater, right? It would just return 1, because 1, yeah, I don't know, I don't get it. Like I said, I don't get it. I don't get it, but 2. Let's go with something like that. 2. 2 goes here, 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 times 1 is, it's just going to keep returning 1. 3. 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 times 1 is now 2. And that's the product of it. If you have like 10, so that's 9. 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. There's 0 never goes here because of this. Whenever that becomes 0, it stops. That's what it amounts to. So 0 never comes here. And 1 times anything is itself. So that's why return 1. So when that gets timed by 1, nothing happens. But this essentially keeps multiplying upon itself. It just doesn't include whatever number you're putting into. Yeah, it's not like if you want to do 10 times 9 times 8, you have to start with 11 for this thing to work. But this is stacking onto itself as this loops. It's multiplying this to itself, and then that's what comes out as the answer. The array. The array is made because of the loop, and this is made. The number is created because it's added to itself or multiplied to itself, and it's adding the array 9, so whatever's in the 9th space times, not it, okay, whatever is in the array at space 0 or 1 times 0 is what's happening here. Whatever's in the array. It's array minus 1 and minus 1 because 0 is 1. So when you have 1 minus 1, then you have 0, and then you have the first thing in the array. That's why that's minus 1. Okay, so it keeps adding or multiplying to itself in the array because of that. See, I had to explain it to myself, and now I can look back at this video and be like, oh, recursion, JavaScript recursion. Yeah, anyway, this is more for me. Eventually I will make a tutorial on how to do something, but there's plenty of tutorials already out there. I'd rather make something and share it. I don't know why it's 7 in the morning here. Yeah, I've been up all night. After dinner I went to sleep, and then I've been up all night, and I'm still not on this time zone yet. Anyway, enough rambling. Point and purpose. I'll go back to that, but I will also keep going forward with this. Like I was saying, if I don't go back, then I don't think I really earn this certificate. But I want it. Who doesn't? Who doesn't want free certifications, free things to show, hey, you did something, and you should have a basic understanding of what you've done. So maybe you have a skill, and maybe you'll be useful, and maybe I can make more money. Yeah. So I will do this thing, and I can use that in a app or game. Stuff that I got from here. Not sure what I'm doing. That's part of the problem. More learning. So I completed all 36 of these. I'm going to go through these as well. But I should go back to this because the last one stuff is good. It's good for remembering things, and I'm rambling. But I finished this. Same deal. I'm going to go through this. I'm going to go through this. Not all of that. Wait, I'm just going to go through this. And projects. I take it I end up having to make projects utilizing everything I learned. I take it that's what's going to happen. And just through going through this, I'll have to do it again, which will be cool. And I don't have to, but I'll start making, after this, I think I'm going to start making notes, like paper notes, about what I'm learning and what I need to do and that sort of thing. And I'll go into the basics of design principles, and then I'll go into the tutorial series. And the whole point of all this is so I can make apps, but I don't even really know what I really do want to make. I think I'm going to go back to the first idea of figuring out how to do networking and connecting people. So if I could do a basic instant messenger, then awesome, because like every MMO needs a basic instant messenger. It's how we connect and communicate. It's the fastest, easiest way for us to talk and get together and stuff. Actual talking, like voice chat, video chat, is, I think, faster. But to send data, like to send a file or something, that's done in a messenger. I think I should make a messenger app first and foremost, above maybe any other thing. I've seen people say that like the best app to make for yourself is a bug list. Like you write a whole bunch of things that need to be done, and you do them, and you add more stuff that needs to be done, stuff you're working on, stuff that you're doing. I'm pretty much been doing this daily vlog is my bug list, rather than making an app for it. I'm putting it on video. Maybe I will do that. Yeah, I'll do that, and then I can. So I'll make the bug smasher, the bug list, like my daily vlog. Like I'd have something to show other than just this. It's like yeah, that makes sense. Okay, bug tracker. That's it. Bug tracker. First the bug tracker for myself, and then the instant messaging app. So tomorrow I will make a bug tracker in Godot. Yeah. Okay, thank you for listening to me go absolutely freaking crazy. Have a great morning or night wherever you are. I should go to sleep. But I'm just gonna get woken up by them serving breakfast because I'm still in quarantine. And if if you leave your food out, they will take it, from what I understand, and then you miss your meal. Because they think, oh, you didn't want it, so we're taking it as trash because you slept through your meal, so you're going to miss your meal. Also, in quarantine, you can't like order pizza to be delivered to the hotel and then like one of the staff to bring the pizza to your room or anything. They don't allow that. You can't have outside food. For some reason, I'm not allowed to have coffee or tea that was like there was packets of it in the room, and they don't give you any of that. So I'm not even running on caffeine. I've just been way the hell jet lagged, I guess. Yeah, quarantine is no fun. I mean, you're paying for a hotel, but you're not getting nearly as good, or like you should have better hotel service for what you're paying, not this crap. No, like I'm paying for a comfortable prison. I'm not allowed to leave the room. I'm not allowed to get pizza delivered. Not I don't smoke, but people aren't allowed to do that either. I mean, you can't even request that for a room or whatever. I get the idea that, oh, you might have COVID, but let people kill themselves with cigarettes. Why? Why does that even matter? I mean, like they're making the conscious choice to hurt themselves. Let them. I don't get that. But that's Korea, and they're not even a communist country. They're just overprotective, I guess. But yeah, all the nice little things like coffee. No coffee. No tea. Not even just freaking tea. Sometimes I'll get like a can of green tea in with my lunch or something. But that's like the only tea I see. I mean, there's a pot to boil water, but I can't use it. Because, well, I could use it. I could boil water and drink hot water. Oh my god. Yeah. Can't wait to be out of here. One more week. It's been a week. One more week and I'm done with quarantine. And that's enough for my daily vlog. Have a great day.